Kid Cudi will take the stand immediately after Diddy's former personal assistant, George Kaplan, wraps up his testimony. Kaplan said that he bought drugs twice for Diddy, once in Miami and another time in Los Angeles with cash that Diddy gave him.
Diddy Combs returns to court for the 9th day of testimony in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial.
Could be a big day. Rapper Kid Cudi, who once dated Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
Rapper Kid Cudi is expected to take the stand in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial. Kid Cudi is set to testify tomorrow about his brief relationship with Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura back in 2011.
Something's happening in the world of celebrity that no one saw coming. Kid Cudi is preparing to take the stand in a federal case that could change everything. But just before his testimony, the unthinkable happened. Threats, pressure, silence. And behind it all, many believe Diddy. But Kid Cudi's not the only one speaking out. Just before him, another name shook the courtroom. Cassie Ventura. Her testimony wasn't just personal, it was explosive. Now, two voices could unravel one of the most powerful empires in music. This is a story of fear, fame, and the price of silence, and what happens when two people refuse to stay quiet. Just days before Kid Cudi was set to take the stand, something happened that shocked everyone close to the case. An intense effort to silence him came out of nowhere, and many believe Diddy was behind it. But what really went down? And why would Diddy go to such lengths to stop Kid Cudi from testifying? Kid Cudi has been linked to this high-profile case, but what hasn't been talked about is how deep the pressure runs behind the scenes. Sources close to the situation reveal that the night before his testimony, Kid Cudi faced serious threats that could have changed everything. Imagine this: a well-known artist suddenly receiving anonymous messages and visits from people trying to convince him to back down. Not just random fans, but individuals allegedly connected to powerful figures in the music industry. Some insiders even claim that Kid Cudi's car was tampered with.
Today, Kid Cudi will talk about his brief relationship with Cassie Ventura back in 2011. Last week, Ventura told the court that Diddy physically assaulted her when he found out about their relationship. She also said that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car.
A message? Loud and clear. Stay quiet. So why would someone want to silence Kid Cudi? Because he holds pieces of the puzzle no one else has shared publicly. His testimony could expose secrets that seriously damaged Diddy's reputation and his legal defense. Despite the threats, Cudi didn't back down. He chose to push forward, determined to tell the truth. Friends close to him say he knew the risks, but believed justice had to be served, no matter what. This isn't just about one testimony. It reveals the dark underbelly of the music industry: power, fear, influence, and silence. How far will people go to protect an empire? As the trial unfolds, all eyes are on what Kid Cudi has to say. Will his courage bring the truth into the spotlight, or will those trying to silence him win after all? This story is far from over, but Kid Cudi's story is only one piece of the puzzle, because just before his testimony was expected, another voice had already shaken the courtroom to its core. Cassie Ventura, the pop star, the model, the woman who spent over a decade by Diddy's side.
Cassie said she learned through Sean Combs about a year into their relationship. He described it as voyeurism, wanting to watch her have sex with someone else. And she said that she did it because she was 22, 21, she was young, she didn't know any better, and that she wanted to please Sean Combs.
Her testimony didn't just expose their relationship. It tore open the image of a man once seen as untouchable. Cassie told the court about the years she spent with Diddy, years filled with control, manipulation, and fear. Behind the red carpets and private jets was a world of darkness. She described what she called freak-offs, secret parties Diddy allegedly forced her to attend. Parties where drugs, coercion, and humiliation blurred the line between pleasure and pain.
Several drugs, they showed pictures of pills: blue, pink, white, yellow, orange, black. And then they told the jurors that they were able to test the substances, and they tested positive for MDMA.
Cassie claimed she was filmed, surveilled, and threatened if she didn't comply. One of the most disturbing moments. She testified that after Diddy discovered she had been briefly involved with Kid Cudi, her ex's car was bombed. Kid Cudi's team confirmed it. The car did explode in his driveway.
Yeah, do you know about this car blowing up?
I heard about that. I definitely heard about that. And I found it quite funny that the car actually did get blow up. So I would say that was accurate. I would say that.
She also described years of physical abuse and one moment where she tried to leave. But Diddy allegedly offered her mother money to keep her quiet. Her mother later testified, saying Diddy demanded $20,000.
Now, yesterday in court, Cassie's mom took the stand. Her name is Regina Ventura, and she got on the stand and said, she got on the stand and alleged that Diddy demanded $20,000 from her and her husband, which they paid at a drop of a dime, because he was upset that Cassie was dating Kid Cudi.
She paid it, not because she wanted to, but because she feared for her daughter's safety. But Cassie didn't stay silent. She came forward, in full view of the press, the court, and the world. She described being isolated, blackmailed, followed, and yet she stood her ground. When asked why she didn't leave sooner, Cassie said, "Because I was scared, but now I'm tired of being scared."
A major component of the prosecution's case. Hughes explained that women who say they're abused often stay in relationships with their abuser, and that many victims wait months, even years, before telling someone what happened to them.
At one point during her testimony, Diddy reportedly exploded. Eyewitnesses say he slammed his hand on the table, shouted across the courtroom, and had to be calmed by his lawyers. The judge called for a break, but the moment changed everything. For the first time, the powerful mogul seemed powerless. Cassie's lawyers revealed texts, voice recordings, even contracts with shocking terms. One included a clause that would prevent her from ever speaking publicly about what happened, a clause she never signed. Her testimony lasted hours, and when it was over, the room was silent. Reporters called it the most explosive moment of the trial so far, and the most painful. What do these stories really tell us? That no amount of money, no label, no brand, no fame can bury the truth forever. Cassie and Kid Cudi were never supposed to speak. They were never supposed to testify. They were supposed to stay quiet forever, but they didn't. They stood up even when it was terrifying, even when it was dangerous, even when the world tried to ignore them. And what they said might just change everything, because this trial isn't just about one man. It's about the entire system that protected him, that enabled him, that turned away. And as more people come forward, that system starts to crack. Kid Cudi's testimony is still ahead. And if what's been revealed so far is only the beginning, the next chapter might be the one that breaks it all open. Stay updated with Flux. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow us as we track every twist in this unfolding case. Because this isn't just drama. This is the collapse of silence and the rise of truth.